Hello, what's going on, YouTube fam? This is your boy J Money here, and I'm bringing you guys another combo tutorial, and it's regarding one of my favorite decks being, let's see, is it here? No. Jeez, Nekroz, there we go. You know, had to get nice little Trish mono sleeves as a, pay homage to the Nekroz, and all that, and plus of course I'm playing Indulgence in here, so I need to have matching sleeves anyway, because how else are you going to randomly banish cards face down and all that. But anyway, this combo will feature, let's see, it will feature, no, I know what it features, Vanity's Ruler. We're going to make this consistent, and yeah, you can search it very easily, and it's very easy to pull off this lock. It's a very simple lock with Unicorn and Vanity's Ruler onto the board. Essentially, all you need to be able to pull this off is to have an incantation and a way to ritual summon Unicorn Kaleidoscope, and that's it. And you basically have the entire combo and all that. So yeah, there's really nothing to it. And yeah, it's this deck is better and better the more combo heavy a format is, because this deck thrives against combo decks. It thrives against decks that heavily rely on the extra deck. It thrives against decks that essentially need their extra deck. So when you have decks like Altergeist, Guru, Sky Strikers, and things like that, yeah, Nekroz might not be in the most prime position because the deck kind of struggles against back row. But if there's a lot of back row decks in the format, the deck can very easily main deck things like Denko, Sekka, and things of that matter, if need be, if the situation calls for it. Alright, so with that being out of the way, I know you guys are here for the combo, so enough of the talk, let's go ahead and get started. And okay, we open Mega's aboard, but it's going to be a dead card in our hand because that's not going to be what we choose to normal summon. We are not going to normal summon Mega's aboard, so that's a dead card already. We already got Cycle, so that's good. Like, one of the key pieces you need for this combo is Nekroz Cycle, and that is essentially, yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to reveal this incantation, and we're going to special it. And we're going to summon Talos Mandra. So any incantation you open is good, with the exception of Kandal, I believe, because you want to have specifically Kaleidoscope and Cycle in your hand, so you don't want to open Kandal. So with this, you're actually going to search Bryonic, and then you're going to discard it immediately to search your Unicorn. Now, why didn't we just search Unicorn straight away? Well, we kind of need that Bryonic in the graveyard, hence why we kind of need the Nekroz Cycle. Because the Nekroz Cycle is what's going to tribute another monster in the deck that we're going to end up going into. And you'll see that in just a second. So we're going to go ahead and discard our Colossus. And we're going to add that Kaleidoscope. Alright. Things are looking good, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and activate that Kaleidoscope. Oh, oops. I'm doing things backwards. We're going to summon Unicorn. Oh yeah, we're still playing Nyarla and Adds a Thought in the deck because Nyarla and Nekroz is still good. Like, especially if you're playing against a back row deck like Sky Strikers, then or like Altergeist, you don't need to keep this on the field. That's something you don't need to keep. So, with now the Herald hit the grave, we can add any ritual monster or ritual spell. Now, normally, if I wasn't going for this combo, since I already have Chalice Slime in hand, I would add the Inception, which is the Incantation Ritual, because there's a stupid loop you can do with these two. Just reveal this, discard the spell, summon Incantation, grab plus off of that, use Inception, send the Incantation you summon off Chalice Slime, add this back to hand, summon another Incantation, get another plus, and you still have both of these cards in your hand for next turn, to where you can continuously add, like with this loop, you can consistently have 4 cards in your hand at all times, like, period. So with that Herald of the Arclight, we are going to add, I probably passed by it while I was talking, there you go, Cyber Angel Mint 10. this is all we need to execute the rest of the combo. Since we already have Cycle in our hand, we're going to go and activate it, and we're going to tribute the Ben 10 to level 6 and summon the Brionic from the graveyard. This is why it's important to search Brio. Alright, so we got Brio to the board, and since Ben 10 is tributed, we can add a fairy. So you can either add Manju, which yes, I'm still playing. I understand that incantations quote-unquote power creep this card, but Altergeist is still a deck, so you know, you'd be a fool to count out Altergeist just because of one event. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I kind of want to activate my spells under a secret village, so that's exactly what Manju offers, so you can go straight into your Klarushka. Alright, so for a lot of you probably aren't aware, Vanity's Ruler is actually a fairy, because we all know a lot of Vanity's cards are like fiends and stuff, but Ruler is a fairy. So yeah, we went ahead and got that ulti first Vanity's Ruler. Looks real nice and all that. So since we did not normal summon, we are going to go ahead and tribute both of the incantations to normal summon the Vanity's Ruler and pass turn. This is how you essentially lock your opponent out of the game for free, and just being able to search your Vanity's Ruler. Again, like, you need specifically these cards to pull off the combo. You need these right here. The incantations really are just there for tribute fodder for the Vanity's Ruler, but there are some times to where you may not have access to that, so, or you may just have access to this, so you may have to tribute your Brionic. So this gives you 2 layers of interruptions essentially, but if as long as you have these 3 cards with a Brio in the grave because you search Unicorn, you're gonna have this combo. So the reason why I like this so much is because if your opponent, let's say, has impermanence for, let's say, the Ruler, they still have to get through a Unicorn as another layer to shut off that extra deck. Same thing with Sky Strikers, because a lot of times Sky Strikers will have one Widow Anchor in their opening hand. They can Widow Anchor this, but they're not going to be able to turn off this. Like, their Kagaris are useless, their Shizukus are useless, and things like that. And it's a lot to deal with. And even if they somehow manage to get through all that, people forget about Brionic. Brionic over here can sit here and bounce 2 monsters that were summoned from the extra deck. That's pretty huge. I like it. Now, again, if I had the option to summon either of these, I would still summon Ruler, because Ruler 9 times out of 10 will just win you that game. Because, yeah, Vanity's Emptiness is banned for a reason. So, yeah. That's it for that tutorial. I think there might have been another combo I wanted to show you guys, but I'll go ahead and do that as well, I suppose. Yeah, so if you don't want to summon Vanity's Ruler, whatever, but what if you're against a back row heavy deck? That's the real question. What if you are against a back row deck? Well, again, you want access to, let's say, Unicorn. If you're against a back row deck, you want to search one of your generic rituals that are like really good, because Inception is just that great. So if you're up against a back row deck and Vanity's Ruler isn't going to do you much good, what do you do from there? Well, you're going to essentially search out and summon out your Lord of the Red. And that's something, god damn, we always opening the board. We only play 2 of these things and we're playing a 60 card deck. Okay, so we open Candle and Pencil Plume. That's really not good. So I think I really want to keep the Candle. So we're going to have to do this the hard way. We're going to have to access this via Mega Zabord. It's unfortunate. I hate doing it this way, but yeah, that may have to be something we need to do. So we're going to reveal Candle, since we don't have a ritual monster in the hand. We're going to reveal that Kaleidoscope, and we're going to go ahead and summon our Talismandra. We don't need to search Brio for this. Right, we just need to get Unicorn. That is it. There we go. We got our Unicorn. Yeah, you saw that pot. Alright, anyway. Alright. Now, I think You know what? I will search Brio. I will search Brio because if we're going to resolve Megazaborg, we're going to send a Toad to the graveyard. So that's always really nice to be able to just have Brio back to your hand. So we're going to discard that Brionic and grab our Unicorn. Tribute for Megazaborg, target itself, blow up. Since it's a light that you tributed, since there's a candle, you get to look at your opponent's extra deck and you get to choose 8 cards to send. That's another thing that people don't really pay too much attention to. So we're going to send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and since we are going first, we're going to go ahead and send Klarushka to the graveyard since we're not under a secret village because we went first. Alright, so the Toad, you want to stop, you know, obviously you want to get your chain links in order, so I want to go Herald 1, 2, Toad 3, and Herald 4. If they have an Ash, I just want to go hurry up and get it out of the hand, but just in case, we're going to add Brionic, we're going to add Chalice Slime, and we're going to add Inception. You want these 2 cards. These 2 cards you still want. So, all this being said, we're going to go ahead and add 1 more card. And I think I know exactly what we're going to add. We're going to add our key card for this set combo. We're going to add... Where is it? Where is it? There it is, Lord of the Red. Lord of the Red is incredibly... painful for back row decks. It is incredibly disruptive, and the longer this stays on the board, the higher chances you have of essentially just auto winning. Alright, so with this, now we can go ahead and activate Kaleidoscope. Since we already used Candle and Talismandra, we can't even activate Kaleidoscope because, well, every target's in the graveyard, so we're gonna have to use Omega and put one of them back. My mistake. My mistake. Now we're going to go ahead and Kaleidoscope, send that Herald for Unicorn. I'm not sure what we're going to search. I think I'm just going to search a Trishula or a Valk. But if we're going up against a back row deck, we might want to search something that can just nuke back row on the following turn. Like, this can protect your Unicorn, and at the same time, I can just summon this and just start popping stuff, so that's pretty good. So we don't have any other ritual spells. I probably should have do what I could to grab them, but you know what, it doesn't matter at this point because we're going to reveal Chalice Slime, and we're going to can only use this effect. Okay, cool. We're going to discard Inception as usual, and we're going to summon now, let's say Bookstone. We're going to summon Bookstone because we still want to plus. So we're going to go Bookstone, and we're going to grab a ritual spell. We're going to grab Kaleidoscope, since we're going to grab Inception back to our hand anyway. So here's a nice little trick for you. If you want to have 2 incantations on the field, but you want to keep this is a nice little trick you can do. You can use Inception from the graveyard. You can send any incantation from hand or field. So we're going to send Chalice Slime from the hand, and we're going to go ahead and summon Pencil Plume. Pencil Plume is going to go ahead and this only works if you haven't used this. So Pencil Plume is going to add that Chalice Slime just right back to our hand. So voila, you got 2 on the board. And oh yeah, Inception is back to our hand. So we have 8 cards in hand, which are about to go down to 6 because we're going to play Inception. And we're going to tribute 2 for Lord of the Red. Lord of the Red, back row decks hate Lord of the Red because it is so interruptive, it's not even funny. If you read this card, it says you can ritual summon this card with Transmigration, but because it's a back row heavy format, I choose to play this over Seravis. I will side deck Seravis if I'm going against a combo deck. But this right here, once per turn during either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated, except Lord of the Red, you can target a monster on the field, destroy it. That's pretty good. But once per turn during either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated, except Lord of the Red, you can target a spell or trap on the field and destroy it. That's huge, guys. So if I'm activating effects, I can proc its effect. If my opponent is activating effects, I can proc its effect. Both of these effects are only once per turn, by the way, so if you have a way to just start using things on the opposing player's turn, like Like, let's say right now, my opponent decides to go set 3, and I go in phase, discard Gungnir, target Unicorn so it can't be destroyed. I can just go proc Lord of the Red at this point, blow up a card. And if I'm playing, and if I'm doing certain things on my turn, I can literally just sit here and not activate this and just do my own thing. And if my opponent decides they want to respond, I can just go, okay, chain Lord of the Red, blow up the other back row, whatever. That's really, really insane how Lord of the Red really just messes up back row decks, especially sub-tier gurus, because consistently blowing up, if you can nuke hidden cities, if you can nuke rivalry or warlords, goes to matches, and all this stuff just from activating effects in the hand, that's really, really strong. And this card, even if they deal with it, you can continuously put it back on the board because you have these, you have this, and you know, Inception can consistently get itself from the graveyard. Pentibloom can consistently get this from the graveyard. Like, they will always forever have to deal with this as long as they don't have anything to banish it, and that's really, really good. I love this card. Unfortunately, it's the only Red Eyes monster that, other than Darkest Metal, that's not level 7. The fact that this isn't level 7 means I can't search it with Preparation Rites, and I can't just activate, like, if I'm in a pinch, I can't just sack off Chalice Slime to summon this like I could Seravis, because sometimes I could just literally, if I needed to, I can just sack this off for Seravis, and that's, you know, I don't have to get rid of like 2 monsters if I don't have it, you know. So if I just have like Chalice Slime and another monster, I have to tribute these 2 to meet the requirements. But that's why you know, I found, you know, the nice little nifty trick to where you can discard this with Inception, summon this, and grab this back so you have the targets. So let me know what you guys think about this. Nekroz, it's very easy to pick up, but like the play strings and all that stuff, especially now, is just kinda, you really gotta figure this stuff out. So yeah, it's one of those easy to learn, difficult to master kind of decks. So let me know what you guys' thoughts are regarding these 2 combos. Thank you very much for watching. This is J Money, and I am signing out.